Carrie, Cheryl, how we doing? Hey, Deanna. Hello, Kristen. Hey, Chastity. God, I just forgot my camera rig outside, and my car was like at a parking spot, like far away. It's snowing outside here. Awful. It was. The wind was crazy, and freaking. I had sandals on. It was awful. I had to literally go outside in the snow. Awful. Should be a crime. Oh yeah, it's my favorite. Snow is definitely my favorite. Oh yeah. No question about. Hello, caller. Yeah, it's icing out right now. Then it's going back up to like 70s in like 2 days. But that is why I'm going south. I'm going to be planning to go south next week, going to Georgia and Florida. Nice. Hey V, how we doing tonight? It is freezing outside. I am not a fan. Well, if you enjoy it, Jennifer, right? Well, you up in Canada, Deanna, and you're a little bit accustomed to that white stuff on the ground. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Well, thank you. I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the night. That is for darn sure. Mary Jane, how we doing? No snow angels? No. I don't think it'd be enough to actually. There was one time last year here in North Carolina that there was like an inch of snow or two, and they wanted to shut down the whole town. I'm like, you guys don't even know what bad snow is. It's like 2 inches is nothing. Anyways, guys, I'm doing a Q&A tonight. I know I haven't done one in a while. I know people ask me from time to do this. I've been running around, traveling all over the place on and off for the last 2 months leading up to Halloween. I have a ton of videos to work on. I really have time to work on a video this week. I'm working on new music that I'm really excited about to share with y'all at some point in the near future. But I am going to be going back on the road, looks like next week. And I will be hitting up some haunted locations on this trip in between circling around, visiting a good friend, and also um, family for Thanksgiving. Hello from Norway. Oh, one of those show. Maybe I'll do it one night this week. Though it has been kind of nice and quiet in my place since I haven't engaged spirits in my own place. I haven't had like much stuff go on here. Yeah. Hello from Slovenia. We got a lot of interesting foreign people coming in. Miami, Florida. Hello. Guys, appreciate giving this video a thumbs up, tapping on the screen if you can. We're doing a chat here talking about the paranormal. So this is when I open up the floor to you. Any of you guys want to ask me any questions about the paranormal, share a story, ask me a question, whatever you'd like for a little while tonight. I've been busy working on actually songs, music that I'm, working on, writing but I'm going to be working on a video to premiere by this weekend. One of the many places that I filmed at and investigated on my travels in the last two months. I think I have about 10 to 12 videos I can make into an episode. So I'm going to try to get at least one out this week before I go on another trip. So, hello, Daniel. So, yeah. If you guys want to ask me any questions, shoot. All things spooky. Did you experience activity in Amityville? Yes, I did. I was never inside the house. And it's what happened when I went by the house and the grave of the DeFeo family, where I believe that the boy John DeFeo was still stuck in the house. I said a prayer for him, and then I started having nightmares about the house, waking up at 3:15 in the morning, the time of the murders, at Amityville, and I would see a black mist go through my ceiling at the same time. I would hear flies buzzing in my room in the middle of the winter, and there was nothing there. I'd have all sorts of strange things happening involving the Amityville case around that time. And that is the subject piece of the poster behind me, the Amityville, the Resurgence, is that story. I also wrote about it in my second book, Shadow Chaser, The In-Between. No problem. There's something to that story. There's something to Amityville. Those are the cases that really do fascinate me too, because the cases that stick to you like ooze, it floats around you for a certain amount of time. Oh, hello, Rowdy Mommy. Nice. Thank you so much, Deanna. Nothing like a dark and dreary night with Pinky in the house. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to hear my new music. It's like screaming to get out of me to play some music and write some music and record some music. So I am super excited to be doing that. Amityville, well, it's a classic horror flick, and I believe there was definitely some truth to their story. Now, is there Hollywood and exaggerations and things like that? Yes. There's many people that think Amityville is all a hoax. I've seen it up and close and personal. What has to do with that house, and it's no joke. Trust me there. It's easy to call things a hoax until you have a first-hand experience. Now, there's a lot of people that are skeptical about Annabelle, and I believe I had a personal experience with that doll myself, and it followed me home, and I have video evidence of it. There's something negative attached to that doll, and considering all the acknowledgement that people stare at that thing and being around it and thinking about it and fearing it is actually giving it more energy, in my opinion. Acknowledgement is a very profound element in the paranormal. That's why I always tell people when I go in cases and things like that, oh, the bad spirit did this or did that, or the bad spirit's making me sick. I don't like to do that because I think that's crossing a very thin line, where you start blaming and giving credit to things that may not definitively be responsible for, doing the things that are happening to you, the bad luck or whatever you're saying. So you could be giving it energy and actually give it an energy to actually do the things that you already assume it's already doing. So I think it's a very slippery slope with doing something like that. So I don't like to acknowledge things and give it credit when you don't definitively know if it's responsible. Because again, acknowledgement is a very profound element in the paranormal. Oh, definitely, Chastity. My mother's house is spooky, 500 years old. Damn. Well, there's a lot of history there with 500 years old. Welcome in, guys. Appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate getting this video with thumbs up, tapping out. For any reason that you're new, give me a sub or follow. We're doing a little paranormal chat. I've been doing so many investigations. I've been traveling different states. For the last 2 months, I've been all over the place, on and off. Hello, McCarris. You noticed that your younger child was sleeping a lot, so we thought she was not feeling well. We noticed nothing at first besides that. Hello, Terry. Someone asked me, do I pray before investigating? Personally, me, I don't say a prayer before I go in, because if I'm going in for research purposes, just for an investigation, I don't want to disrupt the environment, the energy that is able to manifest in the place I'm going to investigate until I feel threatened, or before I'm leaving the property, just to try to throw out, vocalize that I don't want anything to follow me home. Now, if I was going on a residential case where I feel like there's real danger and things, I feel like it could be a real danger to not protect myself, then that would be the time to do something like that. I've been to the Conjuring house, yes, back in January 2020. That video is on my YouTube channel. Maybe I'll repost it. Bought an antique dresser at an antique store with a mirror. It was evil to me. Well, Deanna, you have to know that anything you buy from an antique shop has history behind it. And with history comes energy, and also the different diversified intentions that are attached to an inanimate object, especially a mirror of all things, which I've had many experiences with mirrors, and how much I truly believe that a mirror is a doorway to the spirit realm. So who knows what that mirror has seen, or what someone's intentions involved with that mirror. It could be a bunch of different things. My YouTube is Sean Austin Paranormal, SeanAustin Paranormal. You can sometimes hear footsteps, but how do you know it's good or bad? Tap Queen asked. Well, you'd feel uncomfortable in your home, Tap Queen. It wouldn't just be noises, because the easiest thing that we actually fear is the unknown. So when you hear something in your house, you know no one's in there, and you know it's footsteps, you're frightened to not know who it is or what it is that's actually making this noise, and what is the intention of this spiritual energy if it's legitimately in your home. So that is what you fear, and especially not having experience in that avenue and having knowledge behind it of what it truly could be, could obviously lead to a more fearful state. Now, it could be just a negative human being that's actually trying to induce fear within you, because if a negative spirit is a negative spirit, they want negative energy, so they're going to feed off fear, and they might want to frighten you for that same reason. Or it could just be something that could be residual, something that was happening in a different time period, where you're just picking up on, the window of that time spectrum when an emotionally charged event was going on, that you might be hearing an echo of. So it just depends. But if it's evil or negative, you will start to feel oppressive in your home. You could start having nightmares. You feel like you're being watched. You're feeling chills. Your dog might bark and growl at nothing. You'd feel uncomfortable in your own home. It wouldn't just be noises or footsteps. I have a mirror from an old home in Newport, Rhode Island. The date of back in 1915. Should I keep it? I mean, Lee, that's up to you. I mean, if you feel like you're getting a creepy vibe from it, personally, I would definitely be apprehensive about bringing items in my home where it could affect the environment where I'm trying to live peacefully. Because it really can mess up relationships, families, make people fight with each other over nothing if there's something negative, genuinely. So would you want to risk that? I mean, some people, I know people that live in homes and for the purpose, and they have a bunch of haunted items. And I was like, some guys, like, I'm sleeping in the car sometimes, but he wants it to be in there. That's his choice. But I mean, you have to understand the potential repercussions of having items in your home that actually could affect your life, your lifestyle, the way you live, and the people around you that care about you and may live with you, whether it's a partner or a family member. What are your top three things you always bring with you any of your investigations? Well, I just love ITC, EVP recorder, Spirit Box, and also my creation, SPI, Spirit Phone Innovations. It's a software on iOS coming to Android soon. I use that for communication. And since I'm sensitive to spirits, I have discernment and medium abilities. I'm always looking for things to validate what I'm picking up on investigation. I love the instant, chance of communication and try to pull those puzzle pieces together. I'm not in Ohio. I'm in North Carolina right now, where I live. I have been oppressed by evil spirits before. Yes, it's no walk in the park. Someone says explain. Lola says explain residual a bit more. You can't communicate with residual energies. It's kind of like a movie playing over and over again. It's an emotionally charged event that once took place that is like a stain on that, area of the environment that you could pick up voices and screaming or noises associated with that event. That's playing over and over again. It's basically what it is. Thank you guys for tapping on the screen, sharing it out, tapping on the screen. Give a thumbs up to this video if you can. Deanna, thank you so much. Yeah, you and me both, Robert. Thank you. Good questions, guys. Whatever you want to ask me about the paranormal, I know I'm always investigating, but I'm sure that you guys have questions in between doing some of this stuff, and also the way I approach the paranormal. Obviously, I'm also a Catholic demonologist. I approach the paranormal from that standpoint, from that perspective, and that's why you see me pray for spirits all the time. Hello from Iowa, Tammy. Queen Mary, I would definitely love to go check out there myself. I haven't yet. Hello, Tina. That's good, Diana. Are these spirits trapped? Some of them are. It's never just one answer, Nick. It's how many, there's so many diversified ways I believe that spirits are earthbound and why they're earthbound. It may be because they're trapped, and they might be trapped because of themselves, because of their consciousness of energy, because of them being lost within themselves, because of a tragedy that took place unto them that led to their passing, or it could be something that is trapping them. I've experienced this many times before. I do believe that there's negative evil spirits that will trap human spirits to keep them in a lower vibrational energetic standpoint, to the point where they'll be blind from the light or be just focused on negativity. And I think that would blind them from the light and being able to accept the light, because they're just filled with some of the human emotions that we have in this world that we still live in, anxiety, fear, all that stuff that, we don't want to feel in this world. Since Hurricane Helene, have you went to the where hurricane maybe helped them move on? No, I haven't. I mean, of course, everywhere I go, I always offer prayer. Yes, some of them would be afraid of judgment. Some of them definitely. They could be not people that weren't good in life. They're scared of judgment, or like I said, it's many different answers to that question. It's not just one. Do you have any insights in lost time episodes? Oh, are you talking about sleepwalking? Or are you talking about something that is consistently happening where you're losing, time? I bet, Robert. Have you ever contacted a spirit more than once, or the same spirit a second time? Is that commoner? I have definitely contacted spirits that have come through over and over again. Negative ones at that, because they want to retaliate against me. Right now, Mary Jane, it's cold. It's icing out right now. It looks like snow, but it's like a mix. It's cold. Not a fan. No, I have not, Deanna. In New Orleans, no. But I was in New Orleans like a year ago. I went to some of the cool cemeteries, some of the spots. I went to one of the Voodoo Queen place. I went to Bloody Mary's place, and then I went to, I think that Mary Laveau. Is it Mary Laveau? I went to a bunch of places in New Orleans. Yeah. Is that something that's consistently happening to you, Eric? That's right, Chastity. Yeah. Yeah, Madamville. I don't know. I forget all the people's names down. I've been wanting to go to Moonville Tunnel. I read about it, and it's been on my radar. So I definitely do. Not right now though, because it's freezing cold. Outside places are looking not so pleasurable to consider right now. Nice. I'll definitely would love to make a video about that place. Where's the most active place I've ever been? There's many places that I've been that are super active. We were just at a hospital in Missouri for Halloween, and I had the most active night of the year. I'll be making a video out of it and putting it on my YouTube as well. To be a two-parter. Something truly evil was in the room with us. It was nasty. Oh, thank you, Diane. I have been to Arizona. I've been to Tombstone. I love Tombstone. I think it's gorgeous. It was a crazy night. I'm sure when I go over the evidence, it'll be even more wild, but I'll probably catch more stuff that we didn't realize. Well, that's good. I mean, Eric, first thing I would tell you to do is go see a doctor first. You don't want to assume it's paranormal and make sure that there's nothing, health wise wrong with you before leaning towards anything that would be spiritually related, even though, can spiritually related things happen when it comes to losing tracks of time? Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Have I ever seen a demon? Yes, many times. Lucky me. Waverly Plantation. Nice. I've been to the house in between in Mississippi. Great, lovely owner, and Brad, who runs it there, really nice people. Very active spot. Hello, Katie. I would love to go check out old mining towns, Deanna. They're all like haunted. How do demons look? Well, they shapeshift into things. I've seen them shape into something that looked like me actually before. I've seen them in the shape of, a big 7 foot shadow with red or yellow glowing eyes. I've seen it come in a form of like a child with dark eyes and fangs. I've seen it come in a black mist. I've seen things that look reptilian in nature, have scales and snake eyes. I've seen your typical, what you'd expect demon to look like: yellow glowing eyes, fangs, and black horns, right in my face before. Yeah, you can send it, Will. Shauna, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I've seen the worst of the worst when it comes to demonic faces over the years. Your great grandparents' house in Ohio. I would say that most things in Ohio are pretty haunted. What's up, Justine? Norway. Well, that's kind of a big step, but yeah, it would be cool. Yes. Well, my faith guides me in what I do, guys, in the paranormal all the time. As you know, you see what I do. Um, Hello from the Philippines. I don't think I would survive on any avenue if I didn't have my faith in dealing with the paranormal as what I've endured up to this point. Why so much haunting in Ohio? I don't know. A lot of weird things have happened there in the past. I don't know. Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, there's a ton of places. In Maryland, nice. What scared me the most? Um, I would say the thing from Amityville was one of the times, or one of the times I had a nightmare about the house. I saw like looking out someone's eyes or something, and I was walking up the stairs to the second floor in Amityville, and I could see the paintings of the family. It looked like paintings of the DeFeo family, and all of a sudden, I woke up and felt this presence around me, and it made me literally feel like on. Like it was around the time where I was just like, I literally was like, what did I do? What did I do? I'm just like, I'm in over my head. It made me feel very, very small and tiny, very evil. Like I never felt so small in my life. It was like, whew, it was pure evil. Um, there was another place in Indiana I talk about all the time that's closed down now. Revenant Acres. Something legitimately tried to possess me. Two other people were possessed there. I felt it. I grabbed the spirit box and I felt half my body go into pins and needles. I felt that was weird. My internet, like on my phone, right when I talked about that, the internet on my internet, like on my phone, right when I talked about that, the internet on my one phone went crazy. It dropped out completely. You guys back now? Weird timing to me to talk about that. And then one phone just went haywire. So you have to understand when sometimes you acknowledge some of these cases, even Amityville. I actually have, with a certificate of authenticity, this is a real um, piece of one of the windows from the real Amityville house in the 80s when they were renovating the house. I purchased this online. Um, this is like the one thing I do have in my place. I only have like two things. Someone sent me something else too from another haunted house. I didn't start collecting, but I saw it online and I had to get it. I thought it was super cool. Um, but this is actually a real piece of one of the windows in the Amityville house. So luckily, it didn't come with any activity with the house because if it did and it got bad, I'd probably give it away or store it someone else. I didn't get anything bad from it, luckily. So lucky to that. Yep, that can happen, Thunderchild, for sure. Do demons fear Jesus? Absolutely. Have I done anything to develop my abilities? I think the more that you use them, it's like a spiritual gym. The more that you flex your spiritual muscles, the more that you develop them. You start to harness them more and more the more that you actually use them. I mean, obviously, I investigate all the time, so it's like I'm using it. It's there. My body's reacting to things that are in the environment that are otherworldly that my body, picks up on. Um, but they do say, I mean, meditation helps you develop your abilities as well. We all have those abilities, whether it might be more dormant than others. And some people become more naturally gifted, and some others would have to really, focus and push hard to bring about some of those gifts. Well, sounds like you could be clairsentient, Deanna, or you actually pick up the emotions of spirits. Oh, nice, Kyler. That's right, Mark. Again, guys, we're just coming in. I'm answering people's questions for a little while, doing a little Q&A about the paranormal in between my investigating. How long have I been doing the paranormal? I've been investigating the paranormal for over 16 years now. What part of the Northwest? Hello, Penny. Thank you. Not a bad thing to do, Pam. Fairfield County is a place I haven't been to yet. I have never investigated Oregon, but I've been to Seattle, like up in that area. Obviously, like that's pretty much, California I've done over on that side of the country, but I have investigated in Florida, yeah. I'm actually going back to Florida. Oh, nice, Justine, yeah. They're not talking about the one by you, because the one in Connecticut, that's Fairfield Hills, but that place is haunted too. Someone's talking about some place, I think it's Fairfield County Infirmary, that's in Ohio. Yeah, but there is a Fairfield Hills that's very haunted. Welcome, Mark. Appreciate you. New Mexico, have I ever investigated? No, absolutely, I have not. Oh wow, Robert, I've seen shadows when you're younger. What's the most haunted cemetery that you've been to? Yes, I've investigated New Jersey quite a few times. I was just at the haunted tattoo shop, convent tattoo parlor. Very haunted place. There's a haunted museum inside. That place is open for investigations too, if you ever want to reach out to them. I have been to Indiana State Sanatorium once or twice. Yes, that place is definitely haunted. An old mine? No, Mariana. No, I have not. Oh, nice, Pam. I've heard that, Peggy. Deanna, thank you so much. Is what place in Masonic Temple? Crown Point Cemetery? I don't know about that place. Beatrix, thank you. And guys, if you're just coming in for any reason that you're new, make sure to give us a sub or follow. Paranormal content every week. I'll be doing some more investigations definitely this week, and also gonna be going on a road trip again and be hitting up some interesting spots while on the road. When you encounter demons, what are they trying to do to you? Well, they want to play with you, trick with you, play tricks on you to gain trust so they can victimize you, attack you, get energy off you, and cause any sort of chaotic, malicious actions onto you or anyone around that care about you. And Lorraine Warren, what about them? Create fear, absolutely. Dogamus, what's your question? How do you keep your composure when encountering something really evil? My faith. If you truly believe in God being more powerful than any devil, demon, or diabolical force that ever lived, it's like I always make the comparison like if God told you to walk between two mountains at the top of a mountain to get to the other top of the mountain, and there's no bridge there. So your first step is either going to fall to the bottom of the mountain or you're going to get across to the other mountain. It's kind of like the movie Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade. It's like the same type of deal there. That's true faith. If I don't believe in God to protect me then these things will see it as a crack in my aura to use it against me to attack me. And they'll see it, they'll feel it on me, they'll see it around my aura, and they'll use it to their advantage where ultimately I could put myself in a predicament where this thing could have the advantage. So can I get startled and get chills? Yeah, but I have to be firm in my belief so it cannot do to me what it idealistically wants to do to me. Hello, Amber. Walked in a church and on a pew you felt overwhelming sadness. Well, it could have been you connecting with something that's associated with the church at some point, for sure. I mean, that sounds like you're a little sensitive. And do I believe in spirit guides and guardian angels? Absolutely. I've been very lucky. I've felt my dad's presence around me many times since my dad has passed away 4 years ago this past October. I have been in the presence of angels before, 100%. Why do you believe that they're messing with you, Nancy? You had to go outside. Have I ever seen Satan? I'll tell you this. I have seen a vision of a dark hooded figure with red glowing eyes standing next to somebody in a golden throne, and I couldn't see their face, but I could see their arms and on like a golden throne, and their arms looked like they had reptilian skin on it. I don't know who it was on that throne. I do believe I've seen the hooded thing with the red glowing eyes next to it. I do believe it was somebody high up in darkness, so to speak, but I don't know who or what it is. There's lots of things that I'll say, I'm Satan or this and that. I mean, actually, we were at that bus the other night. We were getting hail to that and hail to this. It was so nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. No problem, Dogma. With believing in God, what do you think haunting spirits are? Well, I would think that human souls are in some sort of purgatorial state, really. It's like an in between. Absolutely. Um, Protection prayers. Oh, thank you, Dogmas. Yeah, I'm really excited about working on music. Beyond belief. Mariana, thank you. Nice, Deanna. Well, I have a bunch of episodes I'll be working on to put on my YouTube channel, so you have to look out for that. Sean Austin Paranormal over there, by the way. Oh, well, thank you, Diane. What genre of music is your favorite? Well, I write music that sounds like Goo Goo Dolls, Pearl Jam, just inspirational, acoustic, rock. I mean, thank you so much, Deanna. Have a good night, Deanna. I mean, blues is cool, but I like just straight up, pop rock, just, alternative. Some like newer bands I've been getting into. I really like some of their melodies and their songs, like the band Camino or this like band Knox. Um, there's like newer bands that I've been listening to, I've been discovering. What inspires your writing for your music? Um, Real life experiences, things that mean something to me where I feel like I need to put it into words, that I can sing melody behind it. It's a release for me. I love 80s. 80s is great. Thank you, Douglas. If you feel burning on your back, could that foundation be turned into possession? Well, I mean, are you talking your back or your neck? You have to understand there's chakra points in your body, and a typical area where spirit would try to enter would be the back of your neck. So if it's scratching you in the back of your neck, it could be a symbolically thing that actually represents, something that would try to get through one of your um, chakra points. Am I in a hotel? No, I'm home where I live. Deanna, thank you so much. Have I ever seen an angel? Yes, I believe I have more than once, too. I've had quite like a handful of experiences where I believe an angel was around me. No, there's no place I wouldn't go back to. Marion, I would go back. At the time, that place, Reverend Acres, I was definitely apprehensive because I literally felt somebody try to possess me. But, too bad that you can't get in there anymore because I would totally go back. As you expect, I've seen a vision. One of my visions I saw was what I believe to be Saint Michael. He had like a lion's plate, silver plate on his chest, wings, and a sword in his hand. He's floating over like thousands of shadow figures, and he's looking down at them like they were peons. And then the vision like changed, and he was flying upwards, looking down at me. And he said, "Keep following the way of the cross," which I thought was a very unique way of saying what that means. I've never even heard that terminology. I thought that was really interesting. One of the times I believe I saw something like that. How do you feel when lots of spirits go to the light? I know it's powerful for you. Well, it makes me feel purposeful that I may have had my hand in helping a soul find peace. It makes me feel purposeful as a whole when I'm doing the paranormal. It's not just about the eccentrics, the thrills and the chills. Obviously, there are thrills and chills along what you're doing, but there's real stakes at hand. These are real human souls, and I like to give the proper respect that I would want to receive if I was trapped in some sort of domain where I was lost or being trapped by something else. And it's pretty amazing. It's blown me away since I've started doing that, and how much the spirits come to me asking for prayer so clearly, so clearly, so consistently, just like when we were at the bus the other night. I mean, a woman on the EVP, she's like, please pray for me. You have to pray for me. It's like, it's so clear. And then I left the spirit box out while I was, after I prayed, and it said they went to heaven and the woman got help. Like, it was very clear. And that's very, very profound. And I think that's good for also people to witness in real time something like that, because I don't think spirits would be saying prayer, pray, if the prayer was gonna do something for these spirits, considering where they are. I can't force them to go. I always say it. I feel like I'm just giving them a kind of like a lantern in a dark room, and where they can be guided out of that darkness. It's up to them what they do with that light, that opportunity. What up, dude? Oh, I'm just home. We were just discussing the paranormal. I was doing a little Q&A, answer people's questions in between the investigations I've been doing. I will be working on a video to premiere this weekend on my YouTube. No, for sure, Katie. Yeah. Like I said, I know I mean, you guys are watching that in real time with something like that happening. You know, it's pretty amazing for anyone to experience that, whether you're right there or like on your end. Yeah, it's in real time. The last place with the dolls, that was a pretty interesting night. I was by myself for the last half. There was another woman that needed help that I believe she got help that night. She was desperately asking for help. I remember I was picking up a lady that was pregnant or something, and she came through on the EVP, and she's like something about her baby, and she wanted help. Creepiest experience inside the Bel Air house. Well, I slept there for an entire week, 7 or 8 days in a row. And the first night I slept in the doll room, I had a very vivid, disturbing dream where a mother was taking me up the stairs and took me into her daughter's room. And she was like, the daughter was laying asleep, and there was a picture of the little girl on her bed table, and she lifted up her shirt and saw like scratch marks on her. And she's like, help my daughter. And all of a sudden I look at the picture on the bed table of the little girl, and the little girl smiles in the picture, and then her head just goes backwards like this, like all the way back, and then just a slit goes from ear to ear and starts pulsating out. And then all of a sudden I look back, and the little girl is upwards, standing up on her knees in the bed with black eyes, and goes, your father's dead. And then like I saw a flash of the black horns, the red face, the yellow eyes, and the fangs. And I woke up with the chills. And I called my dad to make sure he was okay. It felt very frightening because my dad at the time was in his 80s, and unfortunately, months later, my dad did pass away. And I think it was mocking that point and trying to put fear in me. That was pretty disturbing experience at the Bel Air house. But I've had other ones there too. Sometimes they do, Lolo, and sometimes they need to be nudged, like some of the times you see me, because they're lost within themselves. I was asking if souls know when it's time to go. Some of them, I feel like they do. Sometimes they need that individual connection to encourage them to find peace. Oh, excuse me. Deanna, thank you so much. Yeah, my parents had me pretty late. My dad had me, he was like almost like 50. No, yeah. Yeah, my father was right around that age too. There are some really nasty cemeteries out there, Color, so yeah, some people don't even believe cemeteries are haunted. I'm like, I've had some of the more profound, crazy things that have happened in cemeteries over the years. I do have one sister. She's older, at 41, last baby. All right, all right. Strange rubber. I have not been to Winchester. I went to Sarah Winchester's grave, which is actually in Connecticut. Tina, have a wonderful night. I know, I'm yawning like a bunch of times. Well, at 14, aren't they all know-it-alls? You know, I have a theory why a lot of people, most of us, see things in our corner of our eyes and our peripheral vision. I believe that when you come into this world and your soul lands into a physical body like a baby, you have those natural gifts, but we lose it during an impressionable stage because we're taught that those things don't exist, and we lose the natural gift. But I believe our frontal vision actually is affected by this, but not our peripheral vision. So I think your peripheral vision still can see those things, and when you catch up, it's gone. Um, that has always been like my theory behind that. Why you'll see it there. I mean, I see it frontal vision again because I'm so sensitive now. I've been doing this for so many years, but I think that's what happens to a lot of people. That your peripheral vision still has the natural gift, but not your frontal. I've been there and I've been to his grave doing a spirit box session. I used to live not far from there, Dogmas. Typically, children with autism are sensitive to spirits. It's very typical, Renee. Oh, if you get someone else seeing the same thing, that's validating your experience. God, I'm going to record for yawns. This cold weather makes you want to just hide under a blanket. Do I have spirit guides that speak to me? If so, do you know how many spirits? I don't know how many spirit guides I have, Deanna. But there is a trick that I was told many years ago. Yeah, Justine, probably. Someone told me, or I read somewhere many years ago, that before you go to bed, if you ask your spirit guides to give you their name, go to bed, say it out loud, ask for them to give it to you. And when you wake up in the morning, the first name that comes to you is your spirit guide. And I did this, and the name I got was Michael, which would be very feasible considering I'm all about St. Michael pennant around my neck, pray to him every day. Have I been to other places in Texas? Yes, I've been to Yorktown Memorial Hospital. I've been to Goatman's Bridge for some of the place. There's another hotel. There's something, restaurant or someplace I went in Jefferson, Texas or something. Oh, well, nice color. It's easily to get hooked in. Spooky Ogie, how we doing? Spirits will mimic to play games, trickery, to entice you, to confuse you, and ultimately do some harm in the end. Spirits have definitely followed me around. When you say attached, I guess, Deanna, thank you so much. I'd say some of them are more like follow me around. When I say attached, you make it feel like they're like right here, you know? I feel like if a spirit was oppressing you, I feel like that would be more appropriate for the attachment term. You know what I mean? Um, because I feel like there's a lot of spirits that follow me around. Do I have a best experience? Yes. Because I believe I prayed for this young girl that was brutally unalived in Delphi, Indiana. I was sleeping in bed and I had an outer body experience. And I was in this place where it was the most beautiful, scenic, naturistic place I've ever been. I was flying. I was taking over like beautiful trees, forests, beautiful waterfalls, and vast seas. And all while this was taking place, I had this feeling of oneness in the place that I was in. It was like I had this spiritual vein attached to me and everything else living in this place. And it was filled with nothing but acceptance, love, peace, and tranquility. And all at the same time, I could feel this buzzing of you, just pure love and euphoria all around me. And I knew I was out of my body. And I'm like, why am I in this place right now? I didn't want to come out of it because I knew I was in my bed and I know I was having an astral projection experience. And I didn't want it to end at all. Um, and I didn't want to get too excited because I know from experience that you'll end up back in your body if you become fearful or too excited. Like I was screaming out loud, "Oh my God, where am I? Why am I taken to this place?" And just what I felt was so just I have no words. um, and then finally, I came back to myself in bed, and I actually started to tear up. I started tearing because the place that I felt that I just went to, I felt like undeserving, unworthy of going. I didn't understand why I was just taken to this place. It was absolutely like if that's the place we get to go to after, like that's the light, you got nothing to worry about. I'll tell you right there. And I believe I was taken to a heavenly place. And I was curious about it. And I asked questions later on while I was investigating. Why was I taken there? And some voices were saying the light, you do good work. They were referencing it to some degree, and that's the only thing I can theorize why I was taken there. And there was a few times that it happened where I was taken. I came out of my body and I saw these big gates open up. It was like one door was like actually open, and there was all this purple colored like energy aura all around this gate. And I knew I was out of my body, and I thought about my dad. And if you know anything about astral projection, if your soul's out of your body when you're sleeping, you move by thought. You don't have a physical body. I've read about this through a book that I read when I was having these experiences and from my own personal experiences. You move by thought. So immediately when I thought about my father, I went right straight into that gate, through the gate. And as soon as I went through the gate, I felt that love and euphoria again hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was screaming out, Dad, Dad, where are you? Dad. Boom, back in my body. It gives me chills thinking about it. Um, but I would say, like, I'd say those two things were probably the best experiences, most positive experiences. I think that's the good part of the paranormal, of everything that I've experienced. It's not a matter of believing in the afterlife for me anymore. It's a knowing. The afterlife to me is just as real as your next breath, my next breath. It's not a matter, it's a knowing. It's a total knowing for me. Um, so yeah, I mean, obviously it comes with a lot of dark, creepy, horrific things that want to come at me and retaliate against me. I believe I've definitely carried some crosses along the way. These evil things have messed up relationship potentials and tried to block me from doing what I'm supposed to do, try to take me down. I've definitely had to carry some burdens along the way, but at the same time, I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's why I'm following that lead, continuously doing what I'm doing. And there's also a new term that I get all the time now, which I do believe, back to you, Deanna, about spirit guides. I feel like it comes from an angel or a spirit guide of some sort. It's a term that they say to me now when I believe it's referencing to help the souls in a haunted location. They tell me, restore the balance, which I feel like is a very profound statement. I've never heard that before. And it's something that I hear now from time to time. And they're telling me my interpretation, my intuition, my feeling, my gut is that they're telling me that you need to restore the balance to the energy and the environment by helping release some of the souls, by assisting them, getting them to go. And that's what I do. I always talk to them and on an individual basis with the souls when I pray for them. Remember, I can't force them to go. I am not the one that's crossing them over. I'm assisting them to go into the light. But my connection to them, my intention, and my faith, and really connecting them on that individual level, I believe that perfect scenario causes the success of the evidence I get of souls communicating that they're being helped. Deanna, thank you so much. Do you see the light there going to or open up? I didn't see any light. I was just there. I was just in this place. Was it very bright? Yes. I felt so connected to just love, tranquility, and peace, and just appreciating everything I looked at, and just the oneness. I told you, it's like a spiritual vein. I was connected to every being in the place that I was at and was all pulsating to all of the beings there. It was just passing back and forth this energy of love, acceptance, and peace. Something that we all strive to get little hints of in this life. And that's why we're here in the first place, so we can appreciate being in a place like that. It's probably why we come down to have a shitty life, because we need to have a little bit of shittiness in our life to really appreciate eternal bliss. Really. And it makes the most sense to me. That's how our souls can develop and bring a brightness to our soul, by learning. And even though I'm Catholic, I do believe in reincarnation. I believe our souls will keep coming back, learn the lessons we're supposed to learn. And with that opportunity, we bring a brightness to our soul if we accomplish the mission that we're capable of accomplishing in whatever individual life that your soul was meant to live. And if you do, you raise your vibration, and all these realms that are different frequencies, that's one step being closer to be like God. And you raise your vibration. It's kind of like a badge, I think, in a way too, where you can stand out and be something of an example of what God stands for: unconditional love and forgiveness. Yes, typically I am shown a white horse if a male is going to be helped, or a white uh, dove if a female's crossing over. And I'll announce that out in case there be some validation with that as well. But I also, that's why I leave the spirit box on while I'm praying. So did you get that extra step of validation? So I'm not just sitting there and saying, I see a white horse or a white dove, and I want to have something come through. And I've been doing this for so many years, and the responses that come through while I'm praying, I've had spirits pray with me in sync. They've said the praying words with me in sync. And then the stuff that they say after the prayer throughout the years, I've had so many crazy things come through that are so just, emotional, heartwarming, and just encouraging, purposeful for me. And also, I think it gives, credence to the power of prayer, not just to us and our faith in this world, but the spirits and how they very consistently ask for prayer, you know? So that's something I've been experiencing for many years now. DA Show, how we doing? Any negative emotion from a human being is a negative, lower vibrational frequency. What's up, Christy? How we doing? No problem, Marianne. Good to hear that. I don't want to come back here again. I don't blame you. But the problem is that when we return home, it's like, oh, I love that ride. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. All I've been doing is working on music the last 2 days. Chrissy, it's been great actually. Love it. The next place I'm going to, I will hit up some local haunted spot or two this week while I'm home, but I'm going on the road next week. One of the places I'm going to, if everything goes according to plan, it's a very creepy, crazy place that I've heard about for quite some time, and it's supposed to be insanely nutso. Um, I'm obviously don't like to announce where I'm going too early in the game, in case people end up showing up, especially if I'm there for a long period of time. Safety is number one. I'm definitely going to visit my mother too on this trip for Thanksgiving. Good, Alchemist. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Deanna, thank you so much. Do I know about what? I know about dowsing rods. I personally don't use them. I know plenty of people use them. I don't. Am I gonna pull any tricks on my mom this time? Of course, Lolo. You have to understand, Lolo, is that you're thinking from the limitations of being a human being. There are no limitations when you're a spirit. Past, present, future are all the same thing. It's all linear. It's all connected into one. It's a oneness, the energy. So the recognition or the recognizing of your loved ones, I think, would be on an energetic level and not just from a familiar face. You would probably feel it because you'd be in true spirit form. EVPs are the easiest way to get evidence of spirits. Yep, Tim, yeah. When you dream about the dead, is it a conversation where you feel it's real? So, Brandon, I've learned how to differentiate between dreams that are a bunch of mumbo jumbo and something that has a little bit more genuinity vibe to it. Um, when I was younger, before I even knew I was sensitive to spirits, I would have dreams about people's faces. And I wondered to myself, can I imagine my imagination make up people's faces? No, it was my abilities that was dormant at the time. You have to learn how to interpret your dreams. But if you dream about your loved ones, that's why it's important. If you got a phone, notepad, wake up when you're half asleep, write it down, and maybe symbolic in nature might be a message that you may need to unravel that may come to you at a later date. But yes, dreams are the most easy way for spirits to communicate with you, especially your loved ones, because when you're in a meditative state, your subconscious is fully awake and your rational mind's fully asleep. And spirits know this bracket of time as an opportunistic time to come to you and telepathically project messages and images to you to get them across to you for whatever the reason, whether it's frightening reasons, desperate reasons, or for loved ones to come through and give you a message that hopefully that you would interpret in a way that would stand out to you. True, Katie. Some people do. Definitely DS show. Yep, a dream journal. That's from the first time I met Lorraine Warren, if you know her from the Conjuring movies. I met her in person. I told her I was having a spiritual awakening back in 2011. She said keep a notepad, write down stuff. Nowadays, we got our cell phones, so you can write down everything. 'Cause you have to remember, when you're sleeping, you'll remember while it's happening, but not after some of the points. It's kind of like when you're drinking too much. So it's important to write it down because later on you might lose it. Okay. The rods can be manipulated by accident. Well, the reason why I don't mess with them because I've heard of some cases that were started with dowsing rods. I just feel like it's the same principle of putting your hand on a planchette and your intention is to energize and hold on to an inanimate object with the intention to connect with a spirit with an object that is moving with you. So I feel like that is another thin line potential for some spirit to channel through you because you're holding on to something where a spirit's moving with you. So I feel like there's some sort of channeling opportunity, and that's where I feel like there could be some sort of danger involved with that. I know there's plenty of people that go to do that stuff. I don't. Um, I've seen some cases where something of that nature happened. So I don't. I personally don't do Estes either. I am sensitive, I have medium abilities, and I got a hell of amount of nasty evil spirits that would want to come at me. I do have the ability to channel spirits. I feel it. I've experienced it. It started to happen in the hospital. I felt like the urge of having a very evil maniacal laugh. It was very disturbing. I have felt like in the hospital, then I felt anger, rage in a way where it was actually euphoric, if that makes any sense. It's sick and twisted, but I felt that thing, the enjoyment of its anger and rage, if that makes any sense. It was like a high to that thing, and I felt it. I felt it. It's kind of like the one time. I was talking about another creepy story here, but the first TV show I was ever on was called The Demon Files. Ralph Sarchi is my mentor in demonology. He was the inspiration for the film Deliver Us from Evil. Eric Bana was a cop in the movie. You should watch the movie. It's a very solid, good supernatural flick. Ralph Sarchi worked with Ed and Lorraine Warren with the Conjuring movies. You should watch his movie too. I was an investigator for him on the first TV show I was ever on Discovery called The Demon Files. You can still watch it on Discovery Plus. And one of the cases we went on, I believe there was a shapeshifter spirit, demonic spirit that was messing with us. I'll never forget because the night before we performed the exorcism ritual in the house for the show, I had a very disturbing vision. I was in the bedroom of my hotel, and the mother of the house was turned away from me on a phone, and she turned back at me, and her eyes were black, and she goes, "In the name of God." and I woke up with the chills, and it was like something mimicking what it looked like of the mother of the house. So fast forward, interesting enough, I went to Nashville to record a CD because I'm also a musician, a singer-songwriter, and it was like months after we went and filmed the show, and the family were close nearby and wanted to come and visit me for dinner while I was recording. I was in town. They weren't far. So the producer kind of knew, and he's like creeped out. He's like, dude, I don't like this. It's creeping me out. He came with us. I met them. It was nice to see them. I was sleeping at the producer's house that night while we was recording because his recording studio's in his house. And so I went to bed, and there was a mirror, my favorite thing, in the room. And I went to bed. I passed out, and I could see through my eyelids. I could see the mirror in the corner of the room. And I literally saw a reflection of myself. And all of a sudden, it started to have an evil grin and black eyes. And it actually took out a sharp object, if you get my drift, and literally projected onto me. I felt the sadistic nature of that thing in the mirror, of this vision, and its desire to actually take that sharp object and over again to itself. And I felt it. I truly felt what it was doing, the desire, the happiness, it was just sick. And then I woke up and I saw the black mist thing go through the wall. And I knew that that was the same evil entity associated with the family that wanted to me to know that it was still around, because it only showed up literally right after I was with the family, and it did that with me. But I'm just giving you a couple examples where like I can really feel the emotional state or the intention of like an entity. I could feel it, and that was demonic in nature. It was like it's straight up like evil. Like I mean, it wants to harm. It literally gets high. It's like a euphoria of anger. It enjoys rage like it was, you know, whatever you can think of in a normal life. Then that's how sick it is. Can they unalive you? Well, I mean, they can do things that would lead to ultimately you could end up being responsible for it yourself. They try to influence you. They try to put voices in your head so they can depress you, oppress you, and in rare cases they would possess you, where they'd ultimately that person would be harmed from their own doing, or others could be. Okay, Christy, yeah. Deanna, thank you. Like I said, I want to give them too credit for something like that happening. Again, guys, for any reason that you're new into the paranormal, thank you all for being here. Paranormal content every week. I will be doing some live investigating this week. Just tonight, I've been doing a little talk. I've been working on some music, some new songs, because I'm going to be doing some new songs. But I'll be working on a video this week for a new episode. I'll be premiering on my YouTube probably Sunday of this weekend. Strange, Christy. Yeah, I've seen a black mist quite a few times, Dasho. If you're dealing with depression, I mean, like, can they can amplify any sort of issue that you have. It's like they can put gasoline on a subconscious fire and wave it to the point where it's, unbearable. But you don't want to blame it all on things like that too. You got to make sure there's no logical reason why you're experiencing something like that. Can they cause that? Can they get you? They can take something that you're sad about and make you miserable. They can make you become obsessed too. Desires. I don't know. It ain't warm right now, Christy. Not tonight. It's not. It's in the 30s tonight. It's pretty awful. Pennsylvania is another crazy haunted place. Well, you're probably talking about sleep paralysis. A lot of people ask me that question too. Um, I do have a theory about sleep paralysis. I do believe in most cases your soul is shaking within your physical body. Now, in some cases, that can naturally happen. That can almost lead to you to have an outer body experience. It's a very terrifying experience where you can bounce out your body because it feels like you can't move, you can't scream. You're just, your mind is awake. That's about it. And it can feel like something's on top of you because you can't move. Um, does that happen in some cases? Yes. That's why I ask people, do they have a vision of something in their room, like a dark mist or a shadow or something that might be on top of them, to go to correlate that there's something trying to induce the sleep paralysis. And that's a very easy way to put someone in that standpoint where they would ultimately be fearful, or they can take energy from you. Like I remember like the first year of me investigating the paranormal, and I didn't realize I was having a spiritual awakening. Things were happening to me very quickly, and I was talking about this like hooded thing and that skeletal face. It was grabbing me by the neck, and it said to me, "The transformation," and I really didn't know what it meant at the time, but now I do. I knew it knew I was having a spiritual awakening. It knew I was going to be open, more open to being able to seeing these things, and it was being opportunistic and the chance to actually induce fear with me to get energy from me. And obviously, I was experiencing that at a time where I was a novice and it knew it, so I was taking advantage of that. It's very frightening, Katie. Yeah, it's very frightening. I get it. Feels like you're gonna die, like straight up. Do I know how to stop it? Well, obviously, I would be greetings, Murd. Obviously, I would be saying, in the name of Jesus Christ, back off. I mean, I I've had tug of wars. I felt something pulling me from both of my hands, trying to pull me out of my body, like this. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I've had a little girl at the right side of my bed, trying to pull me out of my body. I fell asleep with the TV on. The TV was on, came out of my body, it's coming out of my body. And the little girl's like, can you come play with me? I'm like, little girl, I don't know if you really want to play or if you're something else. So, no, I'm good. Thank you very much. And I woke up in the same scene, but obviously I didn't see the girl anymore to the right of my bed. I'm like, great. I'm sleeping just dandy tonight. I mean, that was like the beginning. Yep, absolutely, Colleen. And those darkness are usually not good. Oh yeah, V. Yeah, it's definitely freaky. I don't know. I don't know if it was something that was truly evil or not. I don't know. I tell this story too. I wrote about my book too, my first book. This was one of the creepier things that happened to me. Um, I had a vision that I was walking out of my bedroom, walked into the bathroom with the lights off. I looked up into the mirror and I felt something just take my face and throw it up against the mirror like that. And I went straight into sleep paralysis, and I heard this disturbing voice like in my head go. It sounded like half female, half animalistic, and it was just like, I see you. And I woke up with the chills. And then like a couple weeks later, I'm in the shower and I have a shaving mirror in the shower, and all of a sudden it formed on the shaving mirror and it spelled ISEE with a big U on the bottom. That was something straight out of a horror movie for me. I mean, that was in like the first year. And also, that's something that happened on the Netflix show 28 Days Haunted, and I wondered if it was connected in any ways. If you watch the Netflix show I was on, even though the guy was like trying to tell me, he was trying to think that I wrote on the mirror at the time. But that was actually something that happened to me many years ago that I put in my book. So I actually questioned that. And actually, interesting enough, I had spoken with the owner of Captain Grant's Inn, and other people have said that they had seen things written on the mirror as well. So who knows? Oh, I've heard lots of evil laughs. I'm not glad you like it, Justine. Deanna, thank you. My father, the day before my dad died, I was on the phone with my sister, and he was just at a place getting rehab. He didn't want to be there. And they were just going to help him move his legs. We didn't know he was going to die, but I was on the phone with my sister. I just had a vision of my dad smiling. And then the next morning he was gone. And then I knew, like, I took back to that moment. I'm like, my dad knew he was going. He came to me before he passed. No, that's good. Comforting that he came to you before, V. Lucky to have an experience like that with your loved one, to be comforted by that. Many people would just cherish to have one of those experiences. Hello from the UK. Well, you tapped into that. That's undeniable. What about Bobby Mackey's Dogmas? Hmm. Yes, I've been to Bobby Mackey's. You can see a video of me actually singing with Bobby Mackey's band at Bobby Mackey's on my YouTube channel. I wrote about my first time in Bobby Mackey's in my first book too. I've been to Bobby Mackey's quite a bunch of times before it was knocked over. Um, well, it's freezing cold like tonight and tomorrow, and then temperatures are gonna go back up. So maybe like Wednesday or Thursday, I'll go to a local spot around here. I don't have like any places around where I live where like I could do like overnight investigations. That's why I have to like travel, unfortunately. So, but that's why I'm planning a road trip next week, and I will be doing locations on the road. I'm home in North Carolina, in Wilmington. What do I think about the Conjuring house being bought by Jason? I mean, more power to you, I guess. I mean, people want to protect and get that house, then go right for it. I mean, these days it's a haunted real estate out there. Obviously that's an infamous house. I've been there. I mean, if they want to go for it, then have you ever seen an incubus? Yes. I encountered one at the Mortuary Manor, which, hey growlers, um, I'll be probably working on that video this week. It was very creature-like. It was acting like a cave dweller, just an animalistic, nasty thing. And unfortunately, I felt it was attracted to the actions of an individual at the funeral that was doing things, you know, unfortunately to the bodies. I felt intuitively that it was attracted to. Really gross. Have a good night, Christy. Definitely Evangeline. You know, I haven't investigated my place in a while, and luckily I haven't had anything happen, to be honest with you. You know, after that stuff from the hospital, and obviously that stuff's still around because it came, I really believe it came out when we were by that haunted bus in the woods. It's been quiet for me. I mean, do I feel like there's spirits here with me now? Yeah, for sure, but I don't want any of that nasty stuff. Deanna, thank you so much. I got enough on my plate. I got work to do, things I want to accomplish in the next month. Probably Wednesday when it warms up a little bit. But I'm working on a video for everyone to watch. That'll premiere Sunday is my plan. Because I'm gonna have to go on the road again next week, it looks like. It's just somewhere local because I don't have anything while I'm home. So I'll be hitting up one of the places I'm supposed to be going to. You guys would definitely love it. It's supposed to be, I mean, I want to make a cool video out of it. It's definitely a good spot that I've heard about for quite some time. I've been to St. Augustine. I went up the lighthouse. Yep. I'm all right. I don't have a voice because I've been singing a lot, because I've been practicing songs. Actually digging deep into some of my other songs that I haven't played with in a while. I'm really excited because I'm going to be making new music to release. So, okay. How do you cleanse if a spirit's dark? Well, I use my faith. So obviously I use my, I mean, holy water, prayer, faith. I just posted on my Tickety Talk a sample of one song I'm working on. Actually, two. Oh, it's Veteran Days tomorrow, V. Thank you for all the veterans out there. Destroying the house? Most likely not. I wouldn't say fully, no. Kind of like Bobby Mackey's. I've been there now that the place isn't there and you can still feel horrible. It feels very weird where the building once stood. Yeah, me too, Marianne. Thank you, Jensis. St. Augustine is beautiful, gorgeous too. Quaint town. Yep, sounds good. Great food. It's by the water. Very nice. Deanna, thank you so much. I'm not surprised, Mustard. What's what up, Angelina? Have I ever seen the evil man with the hat? Yes, I have. I've had two things I believe that were associated with the Hat Man. I had a vision of a Hat Man shadow walking towards me, and then I had a very vivid vision of what I believe to be the Hat Man shadow, and he had all these shadow figures behind him. And then like I opened up this door, and all this light shined on all these shadows and the Hat Man in front. They were like, ooh. That was like some weird vision I had one time. That I've heard references to Hat Man. I almost went on a case out in Ohio that I was supposed to do, and I felt I had something I do with the Hat Man around me. I felt the Hat Man had something to do with that case, but that case fell through, and I didn't end up going. But it was coming through, and I feel like it was connected to it. It's a very interesting phenomenon. People that actually experience the entire world about Hat Man, because many people have seen the same thing. There's a whole documentary about it. I forget what it's called. It's called Nightmare or something. Yeah, that cemetery is haunted as hell. Yeah, I'm down to go check that out tonight. It's gonna be creepy as hell. Hell yeah. Not right now though. Dude, it's freaking snowing here right now. Terrible. Ugh, this cold damn weather. Boo-hoo's right. So all the outdoor places, it's like, ugh, gonna be shaking like somebody here wants to talk to me. How old were you when you passed? Like sitting there like shaking. I've done it many years. Freezing cold doing EVPs. Freezing your asshole. Yeah, pretty much. You saw a dark angel kneeling at your bed. The wings touched the ceiling and turned. Looked at them. They were on their knees praying. It disappeared and came to. Do you think he mean? I don't know. I don't know what that scenario means. Interesting nonetheless. Yeah, Palm Springs. I'm gonna take you up in an offer. I'm coming. EVP stands for electronic voice phenomenon, where audio of voices that sound like disembodied voices are speaking on the audio that weren't there in the moment. I never saw myself lining up people to read people everywhere. I only use it on investigations typically, but I get that all the time. It's not something that I'm doing right now. I don't know if I'll ever really do that. I don't know. But right now, I typically use it on investigations. I have practiced read on people, though. Do I leave any spirits behind that were following you? Well, I don't even know if they're like, am I leaving them behind? If they were following me? I don't know if I have control over that situation. It's a lot of speculation on my end, what that spirit's doing and whether or not they're going to follow me. Yep, Justin. I've been singing, so my voice is like. Deanna, thank you so much. Growlers, thank you. It's like windy out there. My door's moving. I'm not going to blame it on the ghost. It's cold and windy outside. Yes, I use mine that I created. SPI, Spirit Phone Innovations. It's on iOS coming to Android. I use the SAM mode on all of my investigation. I leave it on the entire time. Thank you, Evangeline. You too. Yeah, I'm telling you, I just want to hide under a blanket in this weather. I'm in North Carolina, Dasho. It's coming to Android soon, Growlers. I will announce it all over when it's ready. Yeah, for sure, Kitty. Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you guys know, for sure. It's windy outside with my doors making noises. I forget how far Greensboro is from it. I live in Wilmington by the coast. Dasho. Tiana, thank you. It is brick outside. Oh, nice, Growlers. Awesome. Definitely. Yeah, it's my door. I don't know what's going on out there. I forgot my rig that holds all my cameras and it was like, I parked my car like the worst parking spot. I'm like, oh no, I was wearing sandals. And I was like, it's awful. Snowy, icy, windy. I'm like, it's no wonder the bears hide in the cave and they stuff their bungus and they're like, I ain't coming out until this crap's over. Even the birds fly south. They're like, F this. We should be listening to the animals. They got the right idea. Oh, nice, Mr. TK. Yeah, it is. It is. No, I don't blame them, Katie. Yeah, I'm not a fan. But I'll have to go through it anyways, because traveling. Growlers, thank you. What up, Dr. Kenneth? God bless. Oh, yeah, the road to get to the beach in the summer is, yeah, it's pretty slow. I definitely don't try to go there on the weekends during the summer. But last year in February, I was sitting on the beach twice. It was 70 degrees in February. And that's my birthday month. And I'm like 7-degree days in like the coldest month of the year if I'm up north. It's like no complaints there. Beat, how we doing? Why do you believe the spirit's not nice, Lolo? There, Beat, you're lucky. Got a fireplace going. Yes. I'd be ever so lucky to have a demon with a pitchfork sitting next to me on the beach. What a lovely scene that would be. Well, if I was hanging out at the nicest beach in Wilmington, they put up a sand sculpture of the word Jesus right there in um, Wrightsville. So I don't think it would like that. 'Cause that's where I would prefer to go if I had the choice. Because that's definitely the nicest beach here. Moon spirits. Thank you. Why do you think it hangs out in the attic? Deanna, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Can't believe my voice. No, why don't you try to offer a prayer up for the spirit so it won't be restless? Need that home of yours being a sanctuary. So you can live at peace. You don't want restless, emotionally disturbed spirits in your home. It's definitely not a good thing. Yep, you know it beat. Again, guys, for any reason that you're new, make sure you give yourself a follow. Been doing a little paranormal chat tonight. What time is it? Damn, is it already? Damn. It's already 1:30. Nice, Dr. Kenneth. Absolutely. I do it during all my investigations. All of them. Colleen, have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Deanna. Sounds good, Lola. Sorry if I'm making someone yawn in the chat. Do y'all have any more questions you want to ask me before I go in a few here? Since it's already 1:34. No, that's interesting, Dasho. But you could do that. You could ask if you're of love and light, and say you want to communicate with higher vibrational spirits. It's an intention. Intention is such a profound element in the paranormal. So it could be helpful in nature. Katie, have a night. Good night. No, I'd love to investigate the Bell Witch Cave. Care Bear, have a good night. Thank you, Robert. Likewise to you. No, it's not sticking. It's like it's like a mix, wintry mix. And like I said, that one night it was like 2 inches. It was 2 inches of snow here, and they shut down the entire town. I was like, you guys don't even know real snow. 2 inches is like nothing. Yeah. I agree, Patch. Parasite, it means maybe a spirit that's feeding off energy of someone. I mean, some spirits are like that, like a parasitic entity where it's feeding off energy of a person. Well, if she's experiencing anything in nature to having symptoms of something, you know, messing with her emotionally, physically, or having activity around the person to make that assessment. Well, if she's not talking, well, she's got to communicate. I mean, well, that's not good. I don't know how in depth what's going on with that situation per se. So I'd have to know more of what's going on. Okay, well, that's open to spirits having being autistic. Um, could be influence there. It's possible. Mm. Hello, Czar. Welcome. Yeah, guys, paranormal content every week. So make sure to give a sub or follow if you're new. I'm knocking over things. I don't know much about that. What's the specifics of that? These are actually two documentaries that are my stories. Malefice, Amityville: The Resurgence is a documentary about my experiences having to do with the Amityville case. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool, badass posters for them. But how iconic is the Amityville house, right? Am I a movie fan? Oh yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, I wanted to see the new Predator. The original one's my favorite. Second one's not bad. I think it's gonna get weird. Alien versus Predator was pretty good. Well, these two documentaries are on scarenetwork.tv. That's how you watch those. I do, Dogmas. I do. Very happy about it. Beyond belief. I wouldn't mind watching Welcome to Derry. Well, guys, it's getting late. I'm tired. If you don't notice, I had about like 5 yawns in a very slow bracket of time. I'm not sure, Czar. I'm still working on it. I'm just following the lead. Definitely, Nancy. Got lots of new music to show. I'm very excited. Thank you, Eric. Absolutely, Mr. T. Okay. Guys, make sure to give a sub or a follow. Um, no problem. Thank you, V. Um, whatchamacallit, yeah, I will do a live investigation probably Wednesday. It's going to be freezing cold tomorrow, so really going to start pushing hard on this video to release and premiere for you all this weekend of the haunted funeral home because it was crazy in there. It's pretty wild. Thanks, Patch. Have a good night, Czar. Appreciate it. Hello, Joe. Yeah, it's freezing cold out, and I'm probably going to lay here on the couch for a little bit. I've been engrossed in my music for the last 48 hours, and I have no complaints, but yeah, everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you all. It was a great chat here tonight, and I'll do these again. Hello, Shelly White. Beat, God bless. Thank you all. Peace out, show. Always, same to you. Thank you, Tim. Indeed. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next live. I thank you all for being here as always, and lots to come. Thank you, Joe. Good night. All right, guys.